Hi guys, and welcome back to KandidKayla.com. I am coming on here today to rant. Oh my god, yes, I'm ranting. And what I am ranting about, as the title suggests, is that God isn't so much concerned with finding your soulmate as he is about your soul. So I'm going to give you the background leading up to this rant and then get on the rant. So, the background is I was speaking with a friend and she was just telling me how she wanted to be married and how she just felt like she couldn't wait to be in a place where she finally felt loved by someone. And she was just in a difficult place where a lot of single people, I've been there before, I know plenty, if not all single people get there at some point where they kind of are just like, God, when is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my chance to finally meet somebody, to finally be in a place where I get to be with someone and we get to actually, do all the cute stuff, the cuddling, the hugging, the loving, all that. But here was the thing that concerned me, and this is the thinking with a lot of single people. Their life isn't complete without someone else. That's wrong. That's where my rant is coming in. I think it's so pertinent for us, especially Christians, to take time and just take a step back and realize that God is so much bigger than just finding your soulmate. Like, the period between being a child and being directly under your parents' guidance and being married is an important time in our lives. It's a time when we are supposed to grow and stretch in God. The Bible even says that we're supposed to act as though we're married to God at that time, because once we become married, then our entire focus is going to be on our spouse. So this is our time to really dig deep and soul search and find God and to allow God to work into our lives at the highest potential possible. But we've got our heads so far stuck up our behinds that we've completely forgotten the whole point of that part of the journey. Like, our lives isn't about being a kid, then getting married, then having babies, then having grandbabies, and then growing old and dying. Like, there's parts in between there that matter. If we would just take a moment and respect, I mean, it's even if you're not enjoying your journey, at least take a moment to respect the journey, okay, honey? Like, God has given you this opportunity to grow in yourself. You're never gonna get to do that again. When you're under your parents, you're told what to do all the time. When you're under a husband or a wife, you're always trying to please that person. You're always changing yourself and giving and taking and compromising in order for you to stay as a collective one. When you have kids, you're always going to make sure that you're the best version of yourself so that you can raise these kids up in order to be the best version that they can be. And also, you're going to be so focused on helping them become the best person they are that you're kind of going to lose focus on who you really are. Not saying that you're going to go off the deep end, but that's how a lot of midlife crises start, is that they completely forget about who they are and they start focusing on everything else. Then when you become an older adult, you're worried about dying. So yes, you're going to worry about what makes you happy, but if you had learned that lesson already when you were 20 years old, by the time you're 65, 70, 80, 90, 100, you're going to be living large because you already know what you like to do. You already know what kind of person you are. So you just find the activities that you used to do when you were young. Now you might not be able to do them as well, but you're going to go do them because you know already that those are the things that allow you to be happy. And so I say all this because I just feel like people take the emphasis off of the growing part. They completely forget about the growing part. And that's so important. I can tell you from personal experience, and I'm not to say that everybody's journey is going to be like mine, but had I not taken the time to really get to know myself, if I was just bouncing from relationship to relationship, from person to person to tell me who I am and what I'm like, I would not be this person I am. I'm telling you right now, I would not be in front of this camera either. I would be this shy, quiet, always politically correct kind of person, and there would be no KandidKayla.com. Dead, like straight up. So if you are not allowing yourself that time to grow, allowing that time for God to stretch you and to mold you and to pull you and to really help you dig deep and understand who you are, you're missing the entire point of life. Because our entire purpose on this earth is to, number one, love God, and number two, to enact His plan for our lives. Whether we want to or not, we're going to enact the plan that He has over our lives. With that being said, part of that is knowing who we are, because we can't adequately worship God if we don't know who we are. We can't adequately love God because we don't know how to love ourselves, because we don't know who we are. Not to say, I truly and wholeheartedly believe that God can help us learn to love ourselves, but the caveat is, in that process, you learn to love yourself. So if you're going from person to person to person, and you're going from judgment to judgment to judgment, and not learning how to think for yourself, live for yourself, learn who you are for yourself, you're going to be completely off the grid. Like, your worship is going to be so basic. And I'm not here to judge your worship. I'm not here to judge who you are. But I am saying that your relationship with God goes to a deeper level when you are a conscious participant in knowing who you are. And you're a conscious participant in allowing God to help you see who you are. Facts. Like, straight up facts. So that's why I came on here today, because I just get so, not angry, but it bothers me so badly when I see other young people my age, older than me, etc., who get so hung up on the marriage part. And I think that's partially because of the church. The church itself, the structure of the church these days has not really allowed young people to become who they need to become, because they got this chip on their shoulder that they're supposed to be married. They never allow young people to really grow and grasp young adulthood or becoming who they are, really, because they're always like, oh, you need to get married. When are you gonna get married? Who you dating? When are you gonna go out with so and so? Oh, you like so and so? Oh, he looking at you, girl. Don't you think, boy, you need to? It doesn't have to be all that. When something is destined to be, it's just gonna happen. I firmly believe it. God orchestrates things for it to just happen, and you don't need to force it. You don't need to dwell on it necessarily, unless you're a guy, of course, because guys, they got a little more pressure than girls. They actually have to do stuff. But I definitely believe that you can just let it be and allow God to work, and everything will fall into place. If you keep God first, everything will fall into place. Stop worrying so hard on what the perfect mate is like and what you need to look for in a partner, rather than learning about yourself. Because if you learn yourself, then you're going to know what you want in a partner, and you're going to know what you need in a partner. Period. You don't need to read books on what the perfect mate looks like. You don't need to fantasize about what the perfect mate is going to look like, because God has got it. And if that's for you, it's for you. Period. God's not going to necessarily send you the perfect person either. He's going to send you what you need. And because you're imperfect, I would hope that what you need is also imperfect in your eyes. But when you bring them together, they're perfect in God's eyes. So I say all of this, I'm just bringing it right back around to say, simple as plain, stop worrying about the end game and enjoy the journey. Because if you forget about the journey, you're going to miss the blessings on the journey, and you're not going to fully be able to appreciate, understand, and grasp the end game. Period. So I hope that this blesses someone. I hope no one gets offended by this video. I'm not throwing shots. I'm not coming for anybody. I'm just speaking my heart and speaking the truth, for real. And I'm just being candid and honest right now. So I hope that you guys like this video. If not, I'll get over it, and so will you. It's not that serious. Until next time, thanks guys for coming here, and thank you for watching this video. Bye.